Trying to make it look cute. Trying to make it look cute. Oh. What is going on with y'all hair today? Ouch. Hey, Chef Boo. How you doing today? With this makeup, it look crazy. Me, y'all acting crazy, Chef, but you my first person. Hey, Mama. I'm late to the party. Hey, babe. Great. Might as well take all the rubber bands off. Because that one just popped. Alright, we're going to get into it. Because I'm running late. But welcome. Ugh, my hair. Okay, let's do it, y'all. Hold on. Let me get this activated. I be trying. This hair, it will not let me be great today. I swear I be trying. What up, Kutcher? What up, 1985? Welcome. Y'all are just on time. Right on time. We got to talk about something Thugger said, child. Because what in the what? Alright, that's going to have to do. Alright, let's get into it. Hold on. Let me go to where it is, and then we'll get into his auto clip of him talking about this. But it's something that I definitely wanted to talk about and address. Let me move over. Hold on, y'all. Child, I'm so discombobulated. I got people I swear, at 2 o'clock, they be calling me, and I'm like, I go live at 2 o'clock. Like, that's my live time. Hold on, y'all. I hate. Alright, so Thug. Are you guys... I know some of y'all are familiar with rapper Young Thug. So, agree or disagree? What up, baby Brock? You're just in time. Young Thug says he would feel less of a man if his girl sought out therapy instead of listening to him. He said it's really a slap in the face. Thought I had the clip to play this, but I clearly don't. But yeah, I'll tell you, I'm not prepared today. But okay, here it is. Here it was. But yeah, Thugger, I'm gonna find the clip so you guys can hear what he says. But what are your thoughts on that? Young Thug said he would feel like less of a man if his girl went and sought therapy from somebody else instead of speaking to him. What are our thoughts? This is an interactive chat. I don't just do all the chatting. Y'all know how this go. Sorry, I'm trying to find this clip because I thought I sent the clip to myself, but clearly I did not. I'm trying to pull it up now so y'all can hear it. Let's see if this is it. I'm trying to pull the clip up, so give me a second, y'all, because I thought I had the clip loaded, but clearly I did not. Lovely, la 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 la. Alright, I don't think that's it either. It isn't fair, and it isn't your fault. Oh, boy. Here we go. It will play. There we go. Come on. Here we go.
I'm saying, I just was telling my girl that, like, I don't think you need a therapist. I don't think I need a therapist.
Hopefully y'all can hear that.
I feel like I'm not a man if my girl get a therapist. It's like, damn, you actually call somebody and listen to what they got to say over me instead of just listening to what I'm telling you. I just feel less of a man.
You know, in that,
all right,
there's obviously things that happen.
Did you hear the reasoning and the logic behind what he was saying? Young Thug, I can't even say his ninja's name right, but Young Thug said he would feel less of a man if his woman went and got therapy from somebody else. He said he would feel less of a man if his woman went to seek therapy from somebody else. Interactive chat. I don't just do all the talking and y'all don't just do the looking. So how are we feeling about this topic here? Mama said he sounds stupid. What else? What else we got? This is this is the issue I think we have in the Black community, period, anyway, about therapy. So, thank y'all. Let's keep him coming on in. Says he would feel... I'm trying to get on Twitch. I'm going to read y'all comments. Hold on one second. Okay. I'm just trying to get onto Twitch. I tell you, every day I get a phone call. At the same time, I'd be like, no, I gotta go. Therapy. And this is why I be behind. Anyway, 1985, I see you. I read that already. Mama, Baby Rock said, sounds stupid. Why would he consult or take advice from an uneducated idiot? She needs to hear it from a professional to explain to his dumb ass. Mama said, a man who thinks he knows everything. Oh boy. Babe said, yeah, he's been in there too long. Yeah, he tripping. 1985 said, nah, she probably need therapy if she dating dudes like Young Thug. Anyway, so you guys are not in agreement. You are definitely like, yeah, go seek therapy. Go get that therapy. You guys are not in agreement with what Thugger is talking about. You like, go on, get that therapy, girl. Babe said they both need therapy. They just might. He said they both need therapy. What up, Twitch, YouTube, IG is already, we rolling. New folks. If I got any new folks on here, rapper Young Thug says, he would feel less of a man if his woman went and sought out therapy instead of listening to him. He said it's a slap in the face. 1985 said therapy is a scam a lot of times, but that's a different story. I wish Rashad was on here because Rashad would completely disagree with you. I've never been to therapy to know whether it is a complete waste of time, but I do absolutely recommend it to our people because, yeah, some of us do need therapy. Some of us got some long-standing, deep-rooted issues that we need to go talk to somebody about, and not our family and friends, okay, because they ain't your therapists. I'm just saying. Babe said depends, pros and cons. Yeah, your family's not your therapist. I mean, even though if you have the right support system in place, yeah, they're good to talk to. I can't wait. If I ever get enough coins, I'm going to sit on the couch. Y'all say whatever you want to about people that go to therapy. I'm going to sit myself on the couch, okay, and talk to somebody about my issues because I got some deep-rooted issues. And maybe they can help me work them out. Babe said, Trey said, like everything in life. 1985 said, a lot of people get therapists that don't hold them accountable. Again, I've never been to therapy. Do you know that to be 100% to be fact, 1985? Have you been to a therapist, 1985? Just, FYI, just curious. You know, just asking for a friend. Have you yourself been to therapy before? My hair is really agitating me. Have you been to therapy before? Yourself. Again, this is something I do recommend Black people do. You know, I recommend y'all do therapy because some of y'all do need it. I promise you. 1985 said, I have done therapy for sure. How was that experience? You said it was, I'm not going to say what you said because I'm not going to put words in your mouth. But what was that experience like? Do you feel like you were scammed out of your money? Or whatever? And I'm not sure. Is your therapist supposed to be the one holding you accountable? Or are they supposed to be listening to your problems? I'm a little bit confused on that. Because I didn't know that therapists hold you accountable. I thought they listened to your problems and then try to give you solutions to work out your problems. What up, Free Princess? So I didn't know that they actually hold you accountable because they ain't your mama or your daddy. So how can anybody who ain't a parent or, you know, a significant other or a loved one hold you accountable for anything? I'm just saying. I'm just asking. Again, I've never been to therapy, so I don't know how it goes. completely. But Free Apprentice, we're talking about Young Thug says he would feel less of a man if his girl sought out therapy instead of listening to him. He said it's a real slap in the face. What up, Block Party DJs? And then I'll have you take a listen to what he's talking about, chill. Thugger. Whoop-de-doo. That's what he said. Whoop-de-doo. Here we go.
Like, it's really a slap in the face to me. You know what I'm saying? I just was telling my girl that, like, I don't think you need a therapist. I don't think I need a therapist. I feel like I feel like I'm not a man if my girl get a therapist. It's like, damn, you actually call somebody and listen to what they got to say over me instead of just listening to what I'm telling you. I just feel less of a man.
You know,
that does sound crazy.
Obviously,
I'm sorry, it do sound crazy. I didn't play this full clip because he be I don't know who this guy is. My boyfriend Trey, he be watching this Pivot show. And we saw I think I saw this clip Friday, and I was like, oh babe, that'll be a good topic. I'm gonna talk about this. Because I'm an advocate of especially our people going out and getting therapy. You know, I think it's good to talk to somebody other than, the people around you about things that you possibly have going on. Because just like you said, 1985, a therapist doesn't hold you accountable. Sometimes the folks around you don't hold you accountable for the things, the things that you could say or do. So I don't know. Again, I've never been to a therapist, so I don't know where the accountability thing comes into play. Hold on. Shit. What up? 2257. 1985 said, therapists are supposed to hold you accountable because accountability is usually the solution. See, again, I've never been to a therapist, so I'm not 100% sure how it works. I thought, again, you guys talk about things that you might have, going on in your life. And I guess maybe you could be right. You set goals, and then I guess you work towards those goals. Again, I don't know, but I do encourage my folks to go to therapy because I think for a long time, we look at therapy as something that is negative. And again, I don't feel like it could be a negative thing because, again, I feel like sometimes the people that you do talk to can be a clutch. I feel like maybe you might need to talk to somebody who is just, biased from the situation completely in your life. I don't know. Free Prentice said, well, he needs to be less than a man to make that statement. Well, on the show Pivot, he did say, because one of the people asked him if, what his sexual preference was. So, he said he likes women, but yeah, he just wears the nails and not makeup. He wears the nails and the skirts. Anyway, 1985 said if you get a therapist that you have too much in common with, they will more so sympathize with you versus hold you accountable and help. Baby Barack said he has plenty of other reasons why he should feel less than a man. Did he feel less than a man when he was snitching? Just saying. Listen now, Baby Barack, we ain't about to stop that today. Okay, Young Thug just did a whole free performance at Fulton County courthouse yesterday. No, I'm just joking. That don't mean nothing. Block Party DJ said therapy is being able to get away from the everyday hustle and bustle. Block Party, I definitely am an advocate of my people going to therapy, including myself. When my coins get a little bit better, a lot better, I do have plans. I do want to go sit down and talk to somebody because I have past trauma. Like Rashad said, I do. Block Party DJ said therapists need therapists. So how that work? Is that what they say? Again, never been to a therapist, but I do encourage it because I just think, wasn't there somebody that just recently passed away from suicide? I just think as Black people, we just carry a lot. We carry a huge burden. And I think You know, for some men, because you guys always sit here and we talk about how you guys are not able to express you guys' self, you know, emotionally. Like, would that not be an opportunity for you to get some of the stuff, the weight of the world off of your shoulders by just unleashing and letting it out to a therapist? I would think, no, you know. Mama said, a therapist doesn't tell you what to do. They help you with resolutions. No, that's what I was saying. They give you, not tell you what to do, but you guys come up, you guys establish goals. Again, I've never been to therapy, so I don't know exactly how this works, but in my head, in the movies, is what I see, what I've seen from the movies. You sit there, you know, you talk about your problems, and then they try to find, you know, things that you can work on. Maybe, I don't know, solutions to whatever you got going on. Sheb says, it gives you advice on things that you're going through. Right. Free Princess said, a man can't never heal the woman trauma experience. A man can't never heal. Well, who gonna heal it then? Free Princess. Who gonna heal it then? 1985 said, for example, if you are a Spelman grad and an AKA, don't get a therapist. That's a Spelman grad and an AKA. Most people need textbook psychoanalyst. Okay. DJ, thank you. I don't know who is
Mary
on Twitch.
_Carter_1122.
Thank you, Mary, for the follow. I'm great today. Happy Monday to you. We're talking about Thugger, rapper Young Thugger, saying that he would feel less of a man if his woman went to therapy. What are your thoughts? Do you agree, disagree? Have you thought about getting therapy? I did. I still do. DJ Kid Tree said, I heard my answer. I still do. At I am DD Parker. Yes, we are live right now, Mary. Thank you. I'm great. Hopefully you can hear me on Twitch. I still do think about going to therapy because, yes, I do have, I do feel like I have some issues that I do need to sit down and talk to a therapist about. So, but one day we'll get there. 1985 said, my homegirl's friend is a homeless floater with a nude yoga OnlyFans. And guess what? She's a therapist. Oh, God. Oh, don't tell me stuff like that. It's a scam most times. You got to be careful. I'm in the ATL, Mary. Where are you? Free Princess said, if you need to talk to someone, this is an amazing lady for you. She's a trauma recovery practitioner. Thank you. I didn't have that type of trauma. Like, I wasn't like, hey, Kate. I wasn't like sexually assaulted as a kid or molested, but I do got some, you know, some past childhood things that I do want to go and sit and talk to a therapist and, you know, try to figure out. What did Mama say that was right? What'd you say, Mama? Okay. Mama is right. That's resolutions. That's what I bet, Mama. They give you resolutions, not solutions, but more like resolutions. Things that, goals that you should work towards. You know? I don't know. I'm great, Kate. Thank you for the follow. Free Princess said, only women understand the experience of trauma correction. Might be why I got some men on here talking about that therapy is a scam. I feel like that, I've heard that, but I do feel like that's like a misconception. And you may be right, 1985. I'm not disputing anything that you're saying. I just feel like for, especially black men, therapy is something that y'all just don't do. You know what I'm saying? A therapist. What do I need to go sit down and talk to somebody about my problems? And in fact, you probably do need to go sit down and talk about your problems so the weight of the world won't be so heavy on your shoulders. You see what I'm saying? Free Princess DJ Kid Cuddy said he likes her. I'm gonna have to check her out. Thank you for that, Princess. No, she deals with trauma for women. Thank you. I'm gonna have to check her out, Princess. Thank you for that. What up, Classic C Gems? DJ Kid Tree said to you 1985. I like her. 1985 said, my homeboy's therapist told him that a lot of the reason he is feeling the way he feels is because he is a Leo. I'm telling you, man, you got to be careful. Okay, but like with everything though, 1985, come on, for real. Like with everything, you have to be careful. I mean, therapy is not the only thing that you got to be careful when you go to the damn grocery store. I mean, because the fruits that they are growing, some of them shits is artificial. I'm just saying, with everything you do in life, you have to be careful. So you have to, I guess, do your research, like with anything. But yeah, if a therapist was in a therapy session telling me about my damn sign, yeah, end the discussion, because that ain't got nothing to do with nothing we're talking about right now. Marie said, are you into artwork? I am not. I'm just only here to talk my mess, Maria. So sorry, Mary. So yeah, that's why I'm on here. I just talk my mess, jail. Blessings, C Gems. In 1985's laughing at you, Kid Tree. Princess said, men fear facing the mirror because it holds them accountable. Thank you. Thank you, Princess. Because you said what probably most men on here probably won't say. They don't want that mirror looking back at them. Yeah. Shep said, my insurance for therapy. And most insurances, what up, Joey Cakes? Most insurances, I think, do now cover therapy since mental health is such a huge thing. But it is very huge in our community, and why I say, and why I'm an advocate, even though I've never been to therapy, I'm an advocate of our people going to sit down and talking to somebody. Joey Cakes, we're talking about Young Thug saying that he would feel less of a man if his woman went and spoke to a therapist. I'll run it back for my new folks on here so you can hear exactly what we are talking about today.
My OGs, I listen to y'all, like, it's really a slap in the face to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just was telling my girl that, like, I don't think you need a therapist. I don't think I need a therapist. I feel like I'm not a man if my girl get a therapist. It's like, damn, you actually call somebody and listen to what they got to say over me instead of just listening to what I'm telling you. I just feel less of a man.
You know, in that, there's obviously things that happen through the calls being released that did affect your relationship with your girl, or did.
Because what you would feel less of a man because she went and talked to somebody else? Because I know what it is. Thug been pillow talking, so he don't want his girl to be pillow talking to the therapist. That's what just say what it is, Thugger. You was on that phone pillow talking, whatever you want to call it, child. Okay? Gossiping is what we call it. Okay? Clocking that tea is what we call it. You was on that phone running your mouth. Now you don't want your girl pillow talking with the therapist. Whatever, child. Right, mama. He's a narcissist. Free Princess said, I challenge any man on man accountability within their life experience is only 100%. Free Princess, I appreciate that, because thank you. Because sometimes y'all be swearing women, but thank you. You got a man saying y'all don't want to go to therapy because it's like looking in the mirror. What is the stigma though, black men? Besides that, you feel like you getting scammed. I got that from 1985. But what else is it? Why don't y'all want to go to therapy? Money or whatever. Why carry that weight when you can go? You know, y'all talk about keeping things bottled in. Would that not give you an option to freely express yourself by sitting and talking to somebody who is completely oblivious to whatever you have going on in your situation? Why would you not want to sit down and talk to somebody? I would love to get an unbiased perspective from somebody else about my life. Like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Am I really an asshole? You know, because I be asking. I asked boyfriend, am I really an asshole? You know, he's not. I don't feel like he's gonna be on it. You know, he tell me when I am, but you know, am I a bad person? Even though they're not gonna tell me that, but I'm just saying. 1985 said that mirror looking back at me is how I got success in life. Accountability is the cheat code. Some therapists victimize you versus tell you effing up. What do you mean victimize you instead of telling you effing up? Is that the therapist's job, though, to tell you when you're effing up? They're not your parent. Maybe I'm missing something. Am I missing something? Maybe I'm missing something when it comes to this therapy thing. Because again, a therapist to me, like going back to what I think a therapist, I thought a therapist was somebody that listens to you and your problems and offers you up maybe some resolutions to help you maybe fix those problems or solve those problems or give you things to work towards whatever the solution is. That's what I thought. 1985 said Young Thug Wallin, though. The thought of thinking you're not a real man if you can't fix all of your girl's problems means he need therapy. Which means he's carrying that's a heavy load to carry. I would not want that responsibility. I'm sorry, as a man. Go talk to whoever you need to talk to. Yeah, I would not want that responsibility as a man. I'm sorry. Yeah, go talk to whoever you need to talk to. Joey Cake said, therapy. Joey Cake said, it's not about you. Sometimes there are issues that hold on. Hey, Rashad, you are just the person I needed to talk to on this thing today because you are Mr. Therapy, and you know I am a very big believer and advocate of therapy, and are people going to get therapy? We have a lot of what you like to say trauma-related issues that we need to get resolved and worked out, and that we don't because we don't want to go to therapy. And then we got folks on here talking about therapy is a scam.
Just understand one thing. The Black community is still spewing misinformation that has been boiled into us since we were very, very young.
Mm-hmm.
Still have people that are talking about, man, don't pay your bills. Don't pay your credit card. Don't worry about your credit. You still have people talking about voting don't count. Voting don't matter. All of this. You have people talking about, going to see a chiropractor, right? They're gonna tear up your back. They're gonna make it worse. I know somebody that blah blah blah. And you also have people that don't believe in mental health. You also have people that don't believe in doctors. Don't take medicine. Go do it herbally. Dr. CB, blah blah blah. Look, unfortunately, it is a part of our trauma that misinformation and lies are spread within our community. And we hold on to it because we've been taught these things for so long. How can any one particular person say going to a mental health advocate is a scam? Number one, if you've never been. Number two, if you have just never been exposed to people that have healed because of that. If you notice that the Caucasians, they go and they do it all the time, and they do it for a reason, just as Caucasians vote all the time, and they do it for a reason, but they pass that information on to us to keep us from actually being holistic. Help me understand how you can only focus on your body and think that you're going to be a whole person when your mind controls your body.
Yeah.
I see somebody saying that therapy is a great thing, but you have to put in work. You have to put in the work and pick it up with the right therapist. Look, that's 100%. You have to find someone that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just supposed to that's the same thing with a doctor. You just don't go to any doctor. You got to find the right doctor for you. So instead of saying the message, therapy doesn't work, No, the message needs to be go find the right. And this, some people don't need therapy. Therapy, that's a higher level. Therapy,
Mm,
they're providing you with medication, right? So counseling, go
count.
find the counselor that is right for you. And if therapy is what you need, they will advise you that some of the problems that you have are a bit deeper than what I can provide here. It's the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist.
Mm.
And so, go
Hold
ahead.
on. Before you get that, I want to read some of these comments. And the reason why we're talking about this today is because rapper Young Thug said he feels less of a man if his woman goes to a therapist. So hold on. Uh, yeah, hold on. Joey Cake said, it's not about you. Sometimes there are issues there that run much deeper than your relationship. Her therapy may help you both. 1985 said, too many men base their manhood on how well they can save a woman. Got to stop that. DJ Kitri said, he's bugging. She will need extensive therapy being around Thug. And Free Princess said, fear of correction is a man's issue. Baby Barack said, it's financial for most. For me, she's got to be a damn dime that will make me open up more easily. Classic C Jim said, therapists are there to be neutral and assist the person clinically to look in the mirror and change behaviors, break cycles of behaviors. DJ Kid Tree said, oh no, I'm going to go. I can't wait. The therapist will need big therapy. This session is over. Joey Kick said, I used to think that like that for men, it's a sign of vulnerability. Many men see this as weakness, but don't even share our deep thoughts with our boys and brothers. That's why y'all go to therapy. 1985 said, yeah, that's the therapist's job. You want to pay somebody $250 an hour to listen to you vent? Shit, pay me then. I'll listen. Classic C Jim said, not generalizing, but good ones do that and are culturally competent, just saying. And Free Princess said, men feel talking to a therapist is a form of vulnerability to be healed, accountability. And Mama said, he probably don't care about her problems. And 1985 said, remember last week that topic you had about the mama stealing her son's mom money to pay bills? That's how you get that savior complex as a man. All right, so yeah, Thug said, and I'm going to play this audio so you can hear it too. And I see more of your comments. I'm going to get to them, I promise. But I want to get to some more commentary. This is what Thug had to
Listen,
say.
my big brother, my dad, my mom, my OGs, I listen to y'all. Like, it's really a slap in the face. If you know what I'm saying? Like, I just was telling my girl that, like, I don't think you need a therapist. I don't think I need a therapist. I feel like I feel like I'm not a man if my girl get a therapist. It's like, damn, you actually call somebody and listen to what they got to say over me instead of just listening to what I'm telling you. I just feel less of a man.
You know,
All right, so you heard it, Rashad. I said, oh no, we got to talk about this because he's definitely leading people in the wrong direction. But go ahead.
So that's also a bait and switch, right? The part that he's not saying is that he doesn't want his girl going to a therapist because I assure you, at some point, it's going to be identified that he is a part of the problem. I assure you. And then that's going to have to force him to be brought into a session, which he doesn't want to do. Very selfish men, a lot of these alpha men, they refuse to listen because they want the world to just tell them that they are correct. Donald Trump is one of those types of people.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't go to anybody for consultation. He forces everyone around him to see everything his way, right? And so that is the narcissistic complex that is clinically identified. And so you have, when they talk about toxic masculinity, that's what they're talking about. A toxic man is unwilling to listen to anyone but himself or anyone that does not follow along with his frame of thinking.
So that's crazy to sit there and say you don't want your woman talking to a therapist because I'm like, huh? Because you don't want her telling. I really think it is Rashad because he been talking and pillow talking. He don't want, like you said, he don't want her to get up in that therapy session pillow talking. Okay.
100%. Yeah. Because you also got to think she is going to know all of his secrets and stuff. And so if you go and talk to somebody else, all of your business is going to be
Exactly.
it ain't really in the streets because there is confidentiality that's in there. But once again, every reason that he does not want for his, girl to go to talk to somebody are selfish reasons. Every single reason is for a selfish purpose. Oh, it's 2:00. Man. Okay, I'm gonna have to get off here in a minute.
Okay, hold on. Joey Cake said we're expected to always have the answers, so we're cautious about asking for help or opening up to others. He said my father would say that people will believe a fool in a suit and not a wise man in rags. We stress about band-aids instead of focusing on healing. Classic C Jim said coaches and mentors are different if you just need to goal setting, and it is not for clinical purposes unless they happen to have a clinical background. A person really has to identify their needs and fit. You were getting ready to break down the difference before you go between what was it?
Oh,
Psychiatrist?
a
Yeah.
psychologist and a psychiatrist. I mean, they both go to school for the same thing, but a psychiatrist takes more schooling so that they can actually prescribe medicine, right?
Oh,
So you have counselors and psychologists that are closely aligned because they can't, if you're a schizophrenic, they can't do anything for that, right? If you're a schizophrenic, you have to be medicated, right?
okay.
If you have, what do you call it? Multiple personality disorder, you have to be medicated, right? So that has to go to a different level. So that's why I wanted to take psychiatrists out of it. And it's, like I said, it's more of but you were talking about therapists, and I was just looping that back around. Therapist, counselor, psychologist, those are synonyms. But that psychiatrist, that takes it to a different level.
Free Prentice said, "What advice you would you give Black men to confront their individual trauma?"
Here's the deal. It doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what what part of the economic totem pole that you're on. If you're broke, if you're rich, there is a fear within men. Some men, there's a fear addressing our demons. We learn how to suppress so much because we don't like the feeling of hurting. Y'all go and you hurt, you cry, and you heal, and that makes you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what that feels like. And so we are afraid of that. One of the reasons why men don't go to seek mental um, stability is because we don't want to have to face all the things that we've been running from, because we've been running for a reason.
Yeah.
And then you got the toxic masculinity that talks about, oh man, if you go do that, you a cop out, or you weak, or if you crying, you a punk, and all of that other stuff. This all that weight that's on our backs. We can't hide from it when you're talking to somebody. It starts off that way, but at some point they are trained to break you down, and that shit gets heavy. So your question, I mean, what do you do as a Black man? You have to understand that that fear and that uncomfortableness is a part of your healing.
Yeah.
You can't comfortably heal. You can't. There is no I don't want to say retribution, but there's no healing on the other side of comfort, right?
No. Mm-hmm.
Comfort keeps you where you are. Let's talk about, anything. If you're growing in life, period, you have to learn more, right? You can't be comfortable with the knowledge that you have. You have to go seek something that you're unfamiliar with, right? If you want to go to the gym and lift weights, right? You can't be comfortable, lifting the same thing that you always do. At some point, you're going to have to step it up. You're gonna have to put more weight on it. You're gonna have to hurt. You're gonna have to run longer. You're gonna have to walk longer. Got to stay on the stairmaster longer. If you're only doing 5 minutes for a year, there's only so far that you're gonna go, and
Right.
that's just life. And it's something that we don't deal with well because we have a whole society that is based upon us emotionally staying in one spot. And so it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing, and we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. And for every brother that's on here, they understand the point that I'm making because of the fact that, look, we don't have these conversations.
Yeah.
And when we start having these conversations, there are things that come up in the back of our mind that we just be like, fuck, man, I ain't even ready to talk about this.
Yeah. But
And that fear of rejection, you're talking about Joy Case, the fear of rejection. Yes, that's in the world, but we shouldn't fear rejection going to seek professional help because that professional help is there as an impartial party. There is no judgment. You can go tell your counselor that you killed somebody and they cannot call the police. So there is no fear of rejection that we should be worried about when it comes to going to seek professional help.
he said we may have tried to open up in the past, but we're told men up are called whiny or sassy, so we just keep it all in. But that is not healthy, and that's why I wanted to have this conversation today, especially coming from Thug, who said he doesn't want his woman to go seek therapy, and I believe he needs therapy himself. But I encourage, and even though I have not gone to therapy myself, one day I do plan on going to therapy. I encourage folks to go. Please go talk to somebody. Because yes, you could talk to your family, you could talk to your friends all day, but to have somebody that has a non-biased perspective listening to what you have going on, I'm sure, Rashad, it hits a lot differently.
That's 100%. And one thing I can tell you, I don't know 100%, but I would put money on it. Doug is also afraid to go and seek professional help because he has been a part of an industry that has used him. And I would put all of my money that somebody has fucked that dude. I put
Well,
money on it.
he was on the show, the podcast called The Pivot. Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
It's a good show. Boyfriend, where they bring black men on, I think different men, and they try to uplift them. Like, so they basically let Thug have it. They were getting on him like, Thug, you need to leave that street shit behind. Like, you successful to be doing the same stuff. So I fucks with that show because I was like, okay, I like y'all are doing positive things to encourage black men to do better in their lives and not, you know, with the regular rigmarole.
Yeah.
Because who is this? Clean Clean got a different perspective, which is 1985. I want you to hear his perspective on, and I know you got to go, but I want you to hear his perspective on therapy. Go ahead, 1985, Clean Clean, because Rashad ain't got a bunch of time.
Nah, I agree. I mean, therapy is needed. Like, I think that, like Rashard was saying, there's differences as far as the levels of it. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people could benefit from psychoanalysis. I think a lot of people could benefit from like mentorship. I think a lot of people could benefit from having the right people in your life, like, because a lot of times for men, think the responsibility we hold, it can get overwhelming. Like, I'll give you an example, right? Like in December 2021, my mom had passed away, right?
My
And oh, thank you. Yeah, and it was like super sudden. Like, it wasn't like she was sick and it happened slowly. Like, she was just at my house Friday, and then Sunday I got the phone call. Like, bow, right? So my life, like, I was messed up. I'm an only child. My mom was my best friend. We went through everything together. So I was messed up. I got about 2 days to deal with it before my job was like, okay, when you coming back? My son's mom held him for me for like 2 days and was like, I need to bring him back. I got shit to do. Um, Creative projects I was working on had deadlines. Like, there was just no time to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
To grieve. Like,
To grieve. Yeah. And at the time, I was like, yeah, like I didn't really know where to turn. And so instead of turning to therapy, I just dove deeper into work. I just dove deeper into my responsibilities. I got to a point to where like I had to be moving every day. I was avoiding being in the house by myself. I was avoiding having moments of silence because that's when the darkness came. You know what I'm saying? That's when the pain came. So a lot of times I could say like, yeah, in that situation, I I needed therapy. Um,
did you go to therapy?
I went eventually. I didn't go like that year, but like later on I went. Um,
But you did say, Mama, thank you. You did say that it can be a scam most of the time, therapy.
no. It can be. I'll give you an example. So the first time I went to therapy was before my son was born.
Mm-hmm.
And this was me. I was like nervous, like I'm about to have a kid. Like I never had, I wasn't a person that was really into kids like that, and it wasn't a planned birth per se. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it wasn't with a person I was in a relationship with. So I was panicking. You know what I'm saying? So I went to a therapist, and that was I didn't do a good job of finding the right therapist. That therapist was not a good therapist. It was like an older woman,
Mhm.
and she just had too much like auntie grandma vibes, kind of like she wasn't really giving like I was breaking everything down to her, and it was more so like talking to somebody I already knew. You know what I'm saying? And it
That,
wasn't,
no,
huh?
is that not a good thing? Like,
No, well, in some cases, I guess it could be for some people, but I think for me, what I needed was like I already had shoulders I could cry on per se. Like I didn't need that. I needed like hardcore analysis. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Once
so
again, so watch this. Once again, you needed to be communicated to in the manner in which you received it best,
yeah,
which takes us back to our last conversation. Yeah.
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 Exactly. Like I needed like a lot. And I'll tell you what I did. The second therapist I went to an Indian man. I went to somebody who had no cultural relation to me,
Hmm.
nothing in common with me. We didn't have, and this dude was able to just give me like textbook psychoanalysis. Like, and it actually it was really good. And I saw him for about a year. Um, and then I bought this house in 2023, and my girl moved in and everything, and this was my first time doing the whole like family man thing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And that's a whole nother thing that's overwhelming because like every day, all day, all I hear is daddy, daddy, babe, babe, daddy, daddy, babe, 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 daddy, babe. And it's like I got to do all my tasks, and then I got to help them with all their tasks, right? And there's not even enough time in a day sometimes for me to even do everything. And so I was like, man, I'm feeling like overwhelmed. And at first, you got this thing in your head where you like, man, shut your bitch ass up. You a man, hold it down. You know what I'm saying? And then there's this but then there's people that would be like, nah, man, like if you really feeling overwhelmed, you need to do something about that. Like you might need to talk to somebody. You might need to, and so I was even battling with that internal thing of like, not necessarily I'm not a real man if I go to therapy, but more so like, am I like, is this just what part of being a man is and I need to thug up? You know what I'm saying? Like, or do I really need to talk to somebody? You know what I'm saying? So I talked to a person and I didn't like that person's style. And I just feel like they wasn't even like paying attention to me that much. A lot of therapists have like a lot of clients and they don't even really remember you like from session to session. You know what I'm saying? Like it like you'll have a deep session with the therapist and then you'll come back next week and they barely remember what y'all talked about last week. And it's kind of like, huh? Like how if there is no continuity, how can I like come see you again and again? Like, So like I said, you just gotta find the right person. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sometimes you might waste some money, you might waste some time, but you gotta, don't be afraid to drop a therapist and seek a new one until you find that mesh.
That should be the message, not that therapy is a scam. Because I do want, especially black men, to get away from that. Because you guys y'all carry a lot. And you have the world on y'all shoulders. And how unfair is it? You guys got to keep that bottled in. I'm lucky to be a female, because if I was a man, baby, they be calling me a sissy, whatever. Because
A sissy.
I would be. At the I'd be crying. Okay, they would just have to call me what it is. But the fact that you guys got it, I absolutely, and especially black men, to go seek and talk to somebody.
Nah, for sure. I agree. I mean, like I say, we come from a background of like, you supposed to be able to handle everything, shake it off, be a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you grow up with that, then you carry it into manhood. That's why I was telling you about in the comment when I said that topic we covered about the mom who stole the money from the son. Like that type of relationship. That's why I said it can be toxic, because you can take that into manhood and feel like if you can't put that Superman cape on and save everybody, you're not a real man. And then now you got these internal struggles about not being able to save people that it ain't your job to save. You know what I'm saying?
Joey Kick said, I lost my father and my thoughts immediately went to my mom and children. I'm not even sure if I was even grieved properly. Just buried myself in work, so I totally get it. See, that ain't healthy. I don't think
But you
burying.
know what? I'll say this though. I'll say this. I'm not. I don't think it works for everybody, but burying myself in work took my success to like the next level. Like, because work became my thing, and so I worked 10 times harder, 10 times longer, and that might not have been the most healthy thing mentally, but it helped out in life. Like, you know what I'm
So,
saying?
that's the thing. We normally put work in front of our mental stability,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and it is normally it's championed that way. The problem is that people, especially in corporate America, they don't want you healed, because when you're healed, there is less manipulation that is allowed.
Yeah.
But when you don't have time to be mentally right, that's when they get you in that grinding mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you have few leaders at the top that are actual leaders. Most of them are managers. There's a difference between a leader and a manager. A manager manages people. Managing people is like a task, but a leader leads people. A leader invests energy within to that person so he can get the best energy from that person. And a lot of these corporations are full of managers that don't know how to lead. They know how to drive work. They know how to crack a whip, but they don't know what true leadership is. And
Yeah.
they take all of these classes and all of these other things and they forget all about it and they go right back into the same format, because American business is driven by managers, not
Yep.
by the managers. Only focus on the bottom line. They only focus on the quarterly financials, and in doing that, you keep your shareholders happy. They don't
Hmm.
give a fuck about the employees,
You know.
and you got to remember those things. And so, no one is going to be an advocate for you being mentally healthy more so than you. So if you don't want it, everyone else around you is going to let you bury yourself.
Yeah.
And it's not just in corporations. You dealing with these nonprofit organizations and all of these other things. When they find good workers and good volunteers, they run their asses into the ground.
They gonna run you into the ground. Yep.
Free,
Yep.
And
free, free
and
said,
so that's why it is.
Go
I'm
ahead, Rashad.
sorry. No, no,
No,
no. You're good.
no. Go ahead. Finish.
No, I was just going to say that's why it's important that we understand that we are important, not in an arrogant manner, but we have to ensure that we have more love and appreciation for ourselves than anybody else. Because if you don't, that's how we get to the position where people are using us. And then we're mad at the people. But you can't really be mad at the people because people are going to treat you the way that you
The way
present
you do.
yourself.
Yep. Yep.
That part, Rashad, you better say that one more time for the people in the back.
Yep.
So if you don't heal, it will it will affect every area of your life. If you don't heal mentally, it will affect every element of your life. This is something that we don't talk about enough. Somebody said it on earlier, we crack jokes when we get uncomfortable so that we don't have to address these things.
Mama said that. That's what one of the guys she, I guess, was dealing with does. Instead of dealing, he cracks jokes instead of
Yep.
dealing with past trauma. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the way the black people deal with trauma. We don't heal, we laugh it off and bury it deeper. And
Yeah. It's a
that's what
coping mechanism.
between that and all of this bad food that we eat, that's the reason why everything that we have is hypertension, high blood pressure, heart attack.
Yep.
That's the reason why we're dying off the way that we're dying off because we're not taking care of our bodies and we're not taking care of our minds.
And your
Yep.
mind is just as important as your body. Thank you.
Your mind, look, look. So,
I'm all about
yeah,
this mental health, baby, okay? Because it was not a thing growing up. If you talk about mental health and you need to go see a therapist, people look at you like you was crazy.
yeah,
So,
Oh yeah. That wasn't a thing. I know
no.
dudes that got shot, that got, you know what I'm saying, that went through the wildest stuff. And like you said, you either joke it off, like it's a coping. You know, when my mom passed, I we at work we was in the middle of a major migration, and I'm the only person that does what I do at my job. There's not like a team, so like I said, I had about 2 days, and like they was hitting me up like, when are you thinking you gonna be back? We got, you know what I'm saying? And so I just dove into just doing like 14, 15 hour days, like just going,
exactly,
going, going. Because
exactly,
at least when I'm doing that, the waves weren't as intense because I'm just locked into work. You know what I'm saying? And like
You
Rashad
mean
was
the
saying,
heart? Because
they
that
use
is
that.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, they used that, man. So once they knew I was a 15-hour a day man, they was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
bet, run it."
that's the expectation.
Yep,
They will treat you the way that you present yourself.
yep. So
So my
it's a real
my
thing.
message to everyone on here is to understand that at some point we need to address all of these demons that we're running away from because all of us are running. All of us are running.
Yep,
And at
and
some point we have kids that
Yeah.
sometimes we pass these demons to. And
yeah,
so how can we raise healed children when we don't know what being healed looks like?
That part.
that's a fact. That's a
I,
fact.
I
Um,
love. Go
Free
ahead.
Prince with a good question though. He said, as a man viewing your life experiences, how much of that experience do you take accountability for?
All of it,
That's the only answer.
all of it. That's what made me who I am. That's why I said earlier, accountability is the cheat code. I'm the type of person. I feel like everything my fault. You gotta convince me
Yeah,
that it ain't my fault.
yeah.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
like,
Like I don't. I'm not the type of person that like put oh, it's always somebody else or why they. I look at situations. If I get my heart broke, I'm not even looking at the girl who cheated on me like she was wrong. I'm looking at myself like, why did I not see that coming? Why did I date her? Why do I? What type of what? You are what you attract. What's up with my energy then? What, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like I'm always like, that's the way I naturally am, So, and like I said, it's a double-edged sword because you end up putting a lot of weight on yourself that probably don't belong there. But on the other end of the sword, it you don't go through life blaming other people, and you become results oriented. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you become like, for me, like I'm obsessed.
You can't hear you. There you go.
Yeah, my bad. Somebody was trying to call me, but yeah, so. That's kind of like, what that is. It's like I said, accountability as a man, you got to look at it. You gotta hold yourself accountable. You gotta, and even more so than therapy, you gotta surround yourself with people who love you genuinely and who hold you accountable. Because a lot of times, people who love you not gonna hold you accountable because they always on your side. If you and your boyfriend get into something and you talking to your auntie or your sister, they on your side. Even if you the one messing up, they on your side. Girl, you deserve better. Da, da, da. Like people, you got to surround yourself. I got OGs. I got dudes that are. I got friends that are like 10 years older than me that been doing this family man thing longer than I've been doing it. And when I vent to them, they don't let me vent like that. They be like, "Bro, you need to." That, you know what I'm saying? Like they hold me accountable. Like it's and in times when I do need some to be vulnerable, or whatever, they welcome that too. You got to surround yourself with people that that are like sufficient, that love you but also hold you accountable, and that's a hard balance to find.
The one thing that I'll add to that is, yeah, you have to find your accountability people, but you will find that you are held more accountable by people that are flawed in the similar ways that you're flawed,
Yeah.
right? Because it's 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 a give and take,
Yep.
right? So it's like, I'm needing the help this week, you need the help next week, and we're both going back and forth, as opposed to a dependency. If you're focused on somebody that has all of the elements, you know, together, and you keep going to them, then you have become dependent upon them.
Yep.
You have to be in relationships that you can add value to as well.
Exactly.
That part. Say it again, Rashad, because this ain't
And
no
so
thing. We're too grown for this. Okay, then.
accountability comes in both ways. I hold you accountable, you hold me accountable. We're going through this together. A mentor is not necessarily the best accountability partner because they've gone through all of that stuff,
Yeah.
and they're kind of coming from one direction, right? And it's from the top down. When you're in the trenches, you need to ensure that you're with someone that's able to look at it from your perspective as opposed to from a 10,000 foot view. Joey Case is talking about no venting, only solutions. I don't agree with that.
Why?
We have to have spaces where we can vent. I have to have a space where I can tell you my wife is getting on my goddamn nerves. I have to be able to say that. I have to be able to say that motherfucker came into the kitchen bitching about something that I told her 10 years ago not to do, and she went and did it anyway, and now she's hitting the repercussions, but I can't say it.
He said, I'm not saying. He said that's it, right? Listen,
Look,
I would love to sit down and talk to somebody and vent with nobody. Because the only person I've been to is mama and boyfriend, but mama, she knows everything, okay? Mama knows where the bodies is buried, okay? Just now.
yeah, I know, but I don't know if your mama getting the best advice either.
No, see, Mama's one way dog, but Mama said she's a Libra. Okay, birthday's on Saturday. Um,
Happy birthday, mama. What is
Happy
she?
birthday.
85?
don't you do that,
Uh,
Mama? Don't you do that, Mama? If you, I give you permission. Get him, Mama. Get him. Hold on, I want to read comments and then we'll do final thoughts. And baby
Let me go
Veronica,
ahead and jump. Let me
I
jump off here. I appreciate y'all for bringing
thank
me
you.
on.
all right,
Rashad,
bro.
final thought before you go.
Uh, Look, it is a trick of the devil to make us believe that we don't need people to make us believe that we don't need to be healed, to make us believe that we are the only ones facing our challenges. That is a trick of the devil. When you pull back and you become a recluse and you run over into the corner and kind of let the world go by as you try to hide all of your suffering, that is not a healthy way of addressing it. I don't know who everybody prays to on here, but at the end of the day, you find you a higher power to also tap into, because sometimes man is not going to be able to fill that void. So find you something professional, find you someone for accountability, and tap into that higher power. Those are the three elements.
And Mama said, shut up, Rashad. She says she gives great advice. Best looking 85 he ever seen.
No, I don't know. I don't think some bad 85-year-old.
She's not no damn 85. Get off that Rashad. Bye. Hold on.
Look, all
Get
right,
you off. Bye,
all
Rashad.
right.
See you tomorrow.
All right, peace, bro.
Wait. Okay, because you got to give your final thoughts. But let me read the rest of these comments, and then we're going to get off here. Classic C Jim said accountability, self-awareness, reflection, and you cannot control others, just your own reactions. And Free Prentice said, I am proud of you men for addressing this topic of men accountability. So yeah, this was a good topic today. Joey Cake said, I'm not saying that's the type of mentoring that I had in the past. Oh, I need venting too, brother. And Babe said, Trey said, bro, y'all gotta stop thinking every time someone say something, it sound good. It's true. Laughing my ass off. All right, final thoughts, Mr. Clean Clean. Can't hear you. Thank you, Joey. I appreciate you. I'm so happy you back on the chat, Joey Cakes. It's been a minute.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Let's do some
Okay.
final thoughts.
My final thought, man, is therapy is dope, but seek within. Like, you know what your problems are. You know what your addictions are. You know what your vices are. You know what your shortcomings are. You know better. Like, we know. You can pretend to other people. You can lie to other people. You can lie to your therapist. You can actually go to a therapist and not tell them the truth and then not get good advice because you're not telling them the
Why you doing
truth.
that?
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, because a lot of people know what their vices are. They just never face that level of accountability, or that like you talk about earlier, that mirror. So my thing is, like, therapy is dope, but seek within and address it and conquer it. You know what I'm saying? If you know you got a drinking problem, or you can be low-key selfish, or you got some narcissistic ways to you, or you don't you cheating on your girl, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is, like, what it is. So before all that therapy stuff, which is cool and needed in the community, seek within, address those demons. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, you can take you and them demons into therapy with you.
Not
And
the
all
damn.
y'all can get some help. You know what I'm saying? but
Well,
on
I'm gonna
but
take you, Shaquana, Shaquisha,
yeah.
Wanda, all of my 5 personalities. We going to therapy, child.
Bring
No,
them in there. Bring them in there. Because a lot of people got all them personalities, and they deny that they have them.
I'm like
And
1985, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why yet I haven't had a child, because I'm like, one, I know I still have a little selfishness in me. 2, I didn't, that overwhelming feeling you felt. That's the feeling. I don't want to lose myself, if that makes sense. And I feel like if I have a kid, I'm somehow going to get lost, and it's not going to be I even know it's not gonna be about me. It's gonna be all about this kid, and which
Yeah.
absolutely should be. But yeah, I'm just not in that space for
Well,
it.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. And maybe it's not the same for everybody, but for me, I was in that same spot. My son, I was 32 when my son was born. And I had just got into the tech industry and I started making some real good money, more money than I ever thought I would ever make. And I started traveling crazy. Every 3 weeks, I was in another country, or in another state. My homie tell me, "Yo, we going to the Mayweather fight in Vegas." I'm there. We do it. I was living life, and then boom, I get that news that a kid is on the way. So of course, me, I'm like, no, that's one of the reasons I went to therapy the first time. But something magical happened when my son was born. All of that just left the moment I looked into his eyes, and I went from being in first place to being in eighth
And
place, and
yeah,
he was first. And I didn't think that it was possible, but a kid, especially when you looking into your own flesh and blood, it can do something to you that you could not dream of. You know what
that's
I'm
what my mama
saying?
said. When
Eh,
you have your own, she said
Yeah.
it'll go. Everything you feel will go out. That'll go out the window.
Everything, and keeping that kid safe and having that kid grow up the right way becomes the only thing you give a fuck about after a while. It becomes the only thing. And it made me a better man. It made me work harder. It made me more responsible with my money. It made me better with decision making. The pressure of having to be a leader for him made me a better person. It made me address my vices. I was smoking heavy, I was doing all that, I did all of that. He saved my life. Like, he really came in and made me doper and more complete. You know what I'm saying?
Joey
So,
said the same thing. Joey Cake said my children literally saved my life. That's
yup.
so sweet. Y'all about to bring a tear to my eye. I ain't about to do it today. Um,
That's
baby,
what it do.
pros and cons with therapy. Final thought. Baby Rock said, final, stay up mental, physically. Just like anything in life, Babe said. He said, talk to your most trusted partner. If you don't have one, then turn to that. He said, if you don't got no one to talk to, that's your problem. It's people to talk to. And Joey Cake said, seek help, brothers. And we also need our sister support. We got you. Classic C Gems. I encourage everybody, not just my men, but this definitely was for you guys today, because I think, a lot of times you guys have vices, about therapy. You guys get caught up. And I say go. If the moment I have some extra coins, I am definitely going, because especially with this new transition, I definitely think I need to go sit down and talk to somebody, because this transition has been rough on your sister Dee Dee Parker, but we pushing through it. I had a moment. I was questioning, like, damn, did I make the right decision by leaving my job? Because I bitch didn't get fired, okay? I left.
Mm.
Um,
Talk to
but
somebody, man. Like,
yeah,
just, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, a lot of times, when you make decisions like that, where it's like you following your heart, like, you get all these doubts. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And you get that. It's like doubts, regret, all this other stuff, and then it's
Felt
just
like I
like,
was drowning and nobody, even though I have all the love and support from mom and boyfriend, it's just when you're in that moment and you're in it, you just feel like you're in it and you're drowning. So I'm gonna
yeah.
leave that, because I don't want to get emotional about that situation. We pushing past that. But baby Barack, I posted that YouTube. Go to YouTube, because we got some comments on there. From the video we did about his situation. I think it was Friday, about his girlfriend and losing the 10 pounds. So go to YouTube. I am Dee Dee Parker. YouTube.com/ I am Dee Dee Parker. Check it out. You do got some comments on there. Yeah, and this will be posted too. What else am I missing? Oh, tomorrow, if you're in the ATL, I'll be on the morning show. Make sure you tune in. Yes. What is it? What's
What
up, people?
morning show? I'm in the A.
Um, I work for Kiss 104.1, so I'm gonna be.
Oh, bad. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be on the Tony and Tony morning show tomorrow from 10 to what is it? What? No, that's 6 to 10. I'm thinking
Hey,
about.
you better be on time. You
Yeah,
better.
I'm thinking about midday. That was my shift, the midday shift. I did 10 to. That's why I kept wanting to say 10 to 2, but girl, it's 6 to 10 is morning shows. Anyway, Baby Rock said I will check it out. All right. Thank you, Baby Rock. Thank you, 1985, for always clean, for always participating. We're back at it tomorrow just because I'm doing a morning show. I'm gonna tell you all about it. So make sure you tune in. All right, y'all. Until me,
We
you 1985. Talk to you.
talk to you.